Hi everyone, so if you are planning on doing a J1 work visa this summer, this video is for you. So it is that time of year where people are kind of deciding whether they want to go or not. First piece of advice, which is probably the most stressful part of a J1, is of course finding a job. So this is the place where most people get screwed up on their J1, and it's the most common reason I would say that people don't end up going. So you can find a job yourself, and you can also find a job through your J1 company for a fee, so with USIT or J1 Ireland. Almost everyone I met over there who had a good job went through their J1 company, and I know it is tempting to find your own job and save that money, but some people I knew over there were working 10 hours a week or less, and like that's not sustainable, and you end up having to fly home or ask your parents for money over and over and over again. So it is definitely worth paying the extra €200-300. My second piece of advice is something that people often throw to the back of their mind. You need to stay on top and stay organized when it comes to your documents. So your J1 provider will often give you a reminder saying you need to send us this, you need to send us that, and you need to do it. And do it as soon as you can, because there is embassy interviews at the very end where you get your visa and your passport stamped. Your appointments fill up, and it can screw up your time when you can fly, and it can just mess everything around. So my third piece of advice is, you don't have to do it now, but you need to really think about it now, is you need to choose your city. So wherever you want to go, you need to pick it early, because you need to be able to apply for your job, you need to find accommodation, and you need to do the research when it comes to how much things will cost. For example, like San Diego's rent is very high and jobs are really hard to get, while in Chicago, where I went, jobs were easier to find and rent was a lot cheaper. So keep that in mind. Tip 4 is accommodation. So accommodation massively varies depending on what city you go to. I'm going to give my advice for this based on Chicago. I think Airbnb is the best, doing a long-term Airbnb booking. So if your group is big enough, that's perfect, but if it's not, find a group on Facebook. You want it to be within 5 kilometers of the loop, and you want to research the area to make sure it's safe, because some parts of Chicago are not safe. And make sure your Airbnb is fully refundable until whenever. So for some just general advice, I would say book with Aer Lingus, just because it's so easy to change your return flights. So like I didn't know where I was going to be traveling in August and which city I was going to be flying home from, and Aer Lingus just made it really easy to change that. It's like included in your fare. Okay, so next is use Mint Mobile when you get over there. So I bought it super cheap before I went over, and it gives you a phone number, credit, data. So good. Can't recommend Mint enough. And for your bank, choose Chase. So there was so many banks we went to that they were like, you don't have a social security number, we don't know what to do with you. The woman I was chatting to, she was like, oh, we call this time of year the green wave because there's so many Irish people, so that's where everyone goes. And make sure to Google coupon codes, because when you're setting up your account, you can use the coupon code and get, like, most people got $300 for free just by getting paid into their Chase account, which is great. But thank you so much for listening, guys.